because whenever they went back to Venezuela...
Okay, here we go. Here we go.
So, there is something seriously wrong with Americans. The fact that y'all think and are...
I want to stop it right there. He said there's something seriously wrong with Americans. Yeah, one thing I want to say, Americans are one-sided, you know, because like you might see things on the news over there, which I call propaganda, you know, especially, and I'm gonna let me let you hear everything he said, and I'm gonna tell you my view afterwards. Hold on.
So there is something seriously wrong with Americans. The fact that y'all think and are saying that Donald Trump kidnapped Nicolas Maduro is utterly ridiculous. Why don't you just go on social media and look at the countless Venezuelans that are in tears? They're so happy. I'm talking about my timeline is flooded with Venezuelans that are so happy that they're in tears. Some of them even saying, I never thought I would be able to go back. Because whenever they went back to Venezuela, they would get detained. And they're like, now I can finally go back. I can go back home. And like, what are we talking about?
You're getting your information off Twitter, which is owned by Elon Musk. A lot of those videos over there are AI videos too. You know, a lot of that stuff is propaganda. You know, and let me tell you what I wrote in my community section earlier. And I only had like a couple of people that, you know, that felt where I was coming from.
Believe everything you see on television. I'm in Colombia now, and the situation is quite different. I do not see them celebrating here. Actually, I see them concerned and uncertain about what is going on. With some claiming they were better off because colonialists want to take over their country and steal their resources. They do not want that either. We have also witnessed what happened when we entered Iraq, Libya, and Syria. Things worsened, and there was a civil war. Rule number 1, don't believe everything you see on TV, as many people have different perspectives. If I lived in America, I would probably hold the angry man viewpoint. This just demonstrates how many of us who do not travel internationally will have a one-sided perspective. However, being outside of the country has allowed me to learn and grow significantly. I was very ignorant about so many things, but traveling will broaden your knowledge and help you grow mentally. You will have a clear understanding of how the world works. You will also gain life experience and not speak ignorantly about things you do not understand. Many people rely solely on information provided to them. Spoon-fed information.
If I lived in America, I probably would have the same viewpoint as Angry Man, a one-sided view. However, being outside of the country has allowed me to learn and grow significantly. And I was very ignorant about so many things a long time ago before traveling. But traveling broadened my knowledge and also helped me grow mentally. And you will have a clear understanding of how the world works. You will also gain life experiences and not speak ignorantly about things. And it seems like the source of his information is Fox News and Twitter, you know. But I'm speaking as a person that actually living right next door to Venezuela, in Colombia, where I see what's going on, you know. And I see a different view than what you see over in America, because when you see people crying in the streets and all of that, a lot of that is propaganda. Because these people are not happy. The people I know, they are not happy of colonizers coming to their country. Do you think that they're happy to have the colonizers to come to their country to steal their resources, to steal the oil and I mean, you think they happy about that? A lot of them said they were better off, you know. But that's what you get, like when you got people glazing, when you got people that glazing, people that's glazing, people that's glazing all on Trump's stump. When he put it out, they glazing on his stump.
So there is something seriously wrong with Americans. The fact that y'all think and are saying that Donald Trump kidnapped Nicholas
So
Maduro.
I want to know, I want to kind of zoom in a little bit on what's happening in the streets because, when you watch U.S. media, they make it seem as though, people are celebrating. In fact, people have gone on U.S. media who are Venezuelan, who live outside of Venezuela, and maybe sometimes inside, and said, yes, everyone's so happy this happened. Everyone hates Maduro. And of course, Venezuelans have all kinds of different political opinions. But at the same time, inside the country, there is a huge base of people who are revolutionary, who consider themselves Chavistas, and who certainly won't, go down without some sort of fight if it comes down to it. So I'm curious if you can talk a bit about the attitude of people in the streets. I mean, I'm glad to hear there's calm, but are people celebrating? Are people happy the U.S. kidnapped Maduro, or is it a bit more complicated than that?
No, not at all. I mean, even since last night, 2 a.m., 3 a.m., 4 a.m., when we were listening to all of these bombings and we were receiving all this information, there were no celebrations on the streets. There were just people trying to understand the situation. There was people denouncing the situation, but you never heard any kind of celebration. Venezuela is not a country that is, it doesn't like war. Venezuelans are peaceful people, and beyond that, they do defend sovereignty. Of course, there's always going to be a group of people who are going to celebrate or support this kind of interventions, but it's not the majority of the country. It has never been that way. That is the way the mainstream media portrays Venezuela, because it is convenient for them to say that the majority of the Venezuelan people wants U.S. intervention, but that is not the truth. And we have actually proved that throughout these years. Every time there has been calls by the opposition to do violence, to create these violence guarimbas and protests in the streets, people always respond completely. People reject completely that
Why don't
idea.
you just go on social media and look at the countless Venezuelans that are in tears? They're so happy. I'm talking about my timeline is flooded with Venezuelans that are so happy that they're in tears.